Hello, a very good morning to all. Very good afternoon to all. Am I audible, students? Please let me know. Good afternoon. Am I audible, Shant and Hajra? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about the topic that is longest common subsequence using dynamic programming. Okay, so if you check in your hacker rank, actually we gave 3 questions. One is matrix chain multiplication. Second one is longest common subsequence using dynamic programming, and the third one is your traveling salesman problem. Now MCM is already discussed by SKM sir. Okay, now today I am going to discuss longest common subsequence, and traveling salesman is also discussed in your theory class. Okay, so one thing which are still not discussed yet, that is longest common subsequence using dynamic programming. So before starting my class, I request everyone, please take a copy with you, because today we are going to solve one questions regarding longest common subsequence. Okay, if you are not doing it by your own, then it is quite difficult to understand how it actually works, or how we actually find that what is the longest common subsequence. Okay, so let's start. Now first is what is LCS. So if we take the definitions of it, then it is nothing but the longest subsequence, and which is common to all the given sequence, but provided that the element of the sequence or subsequence are not required to occupy consecutive positions within the original sequence. Now what is the meaning of this particular line? Provided that the elements of the subsequences are not required to occupy the consecutive positions within the original sequence. Now what is the meaning of this particular line? See, if I am having the sequence like A, B, C, D, E, F. Now if I am writing a sequence like B, C, E, F, now it is a proper sequence. Now if I write B, C, E, F, then it is a proper sequence of your input A, B, C, D, E, F. Why? Now you can ask me that, ma'am, I am having D in between C and E, so it is not a consecutive sequence, but still you are telling me that yes, it is a possible sequence. Why? Because as per the definitions of LCS, what I said, that it is not required, the subsequences are not required to occupy the consecutive positions within the original sequence. Although D is not present in my subsequences of B, C, E, F, although D is not present, but still I am calling it as LCS, or I am calling it as subsequence. Okay, understood the meaning of this line, that it is not required that all the subsequence must occupy the consecutive positions within the original sequence. It is not required here. Understood up to this? The meaning of LCS? Please let me know. Please let me know in the chat box whether you understand the meaning of it or not. Now next I am having an example that if S1 is equals to BCD AACD. Suppose you are having a string and the string contains the letters like BCD AACD. Now I am taking one subsequence which is A, D and B. Now here if I take the subsequences as A, D, B, then it says that it cannot be a subsequence of S1. Please notice this line. If my original sequence is B, C, D, A, C, D, and now if I am taking the subsequences as A, D, B, then it cannot be a subsequence of S1. Why? Because the subsequence must be in increasing sequence. See, in the original data set, my A is present here, my D is present in the left hand side of A, as well as my B is also present in the left hand side of A and D. So it is nothing but from right to left. So it is in decreasing order. The subsequence is in decreasing order. So it is not possible. It is not possible. So all time my subsequence must be in increasing order. So please, while if you are having one MCQ and if you are having the options like if one options may come like in a decreasing order, then that will be the wrong answer. So in LCS your subsequence must be in increasing order. Okay? Understood? The subsequence must be in increasing order. Understood? Please let me know. This is all about the definitions of LCS as well as the examples, like the possible example and the another example which is actually not possible. Okay. So let's proceed to the next example. Check, I am having two string, that is S1 is equals to BCD and S2 is ACDBAC. Now these are two my examples, these are two my string. Now what are the common subsequences are possible? The common subsequences are BC, CDAC, DAC, AAC, after that you are having AC, CD and so on. So if these are two my strings, then these are all my common subsequences between S1 and S2. Now among all these possible subsequences, the largest common subsequences are nothing but CDAC. So this CDAC is nothing but your largest common subsequence. So among these two string, all the possible subsequences are BC, CDAC, DAC, AAC, AC, CD and so on. Okay. So among all the subsequences, my largest common subsequences are CDAC. Now from this list, actually now in your next slide, your job is to finding out the longest common subsequence. Okay. Using dynamic programming. Now if the string length is like this, that is S1 having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 character, S2 having only 6 character. Now if you are having the string like very less amount of data, then you can say that these are my common subsequences and from that this is my largest common subsequences. Now it is possible if my data set is small. But what if your data set is long? Suppose S1 consists of 16 value, S2 consists of 15 value. In that case, then how you can able to find out that what is the longest common subsequence? For that, we should definitely learn one algorithm of LCS that should be solved using dynamic programming. Okay? So for small data set it is okay, but for larger data set, again we need to find out or we need to solve one problem using dynamic programming. This is our objective. Today our objective is to find the longest common subsequences using dynamic programming. Understood? Understood? Please let me know in the chat box. Now, next is points to note. This is very important. So, first steps, some steps we need to follow before solving the examples of it. So, first, while solving it using dynamic programming, we need to create a table, 2D table. We need to create a 2D table of dimensions n plus 1 into m plus 1. That is, if the table's original dimension is n and m, then while solving this problem, we need to create our table with the dimensions of n plus 1 into m plus 1. Okay? Where n and m are the length of x and y respectively. What is x? What is y? X is one string and y is also another string. So among these two strings, I need to find out what is the longest common subsequence. Okay? The first row and first column are filled with zeros. Please keep this line very carefully. The first row and the first column are filled with zeros. That means while constructing the table, my first row and first column will be filled via 0. Now, next point is fill each cell of the table using some of the logic. Now, first row and first column is sorted. That is, I should definitely put the 0 in the first row and first columns. What about the other value? For that, we need to follow some rules. Please note it down in your copy. That is, if the character corresponding to the current row and current column are matching, that means from x and y, these two are if the current row value from x and current column value from y are matched. If current row value from x and current column value from y matched, then fill the current cell. Then fill the current cell by adding 1 to the diagonal element. That is, if my x value and y value matched, current row and current columns matched, then in that place I will fill the current cell by adding 1 to the diagonal element. That means whatever diagonal value are present, then I will add 1 to that diagonal element. Okay? And point an arrow to the diagonal cell. After putting the value, then I will point an arrow to the diagonal cell. It will be clear if I take one example. Currently just take this or note it down this example in your copy, because while solving the example, you need to just read it out thoroughly. Okay? So this is the first condition, that if the current row value and current column value matched, then fill the current cell value by adding 1, that means plus 1 to the which element? Diagonal element, to the diagonal element, and point an arrow to the diagonal cell. It is also very important. That is, pointing an arrow is also very important. Okay? This is the first case, if the character matched. Now obviously the next case will be if the character doesn't match. So for that, what will be the procedure? If the character doesn't match to each other, then take the maximum value. Take the maximum value from where? Previous column. Take the maximum value from previous column and previous row element. Tamane, if the value doesn't match to each other, then we will take the maximum value of previous column and previous row. That means in between these two places, whatever maximum value I got, that value I need to take and fill the current cell. Okay? And whatever value you are taking, point an arrow to that particular cell. Whatever maximum value, suppose your previous column give you the maximum value. Suppose in between these two things, that is previous column and previous row, your previous column gives you the maximum value. Then take that value from previous column and point an arrow to the cell. Point an arrow to the cell with maximum value. And if they are equal, then take any one of them. Okay? And that after doing all that, filling up all the value, then the value in the last row and last column is the final length of your longest common subsequence. That means whatever value will get, that is the last row and last column. If it is coming like 4, if it is coming like 5, if it is coming like 6, and that is nothing but the length of your longest common subsequence. That means if it is in ABCDE or if it is in ABCD, that means whatever your final length, not in character, whatever length you can get, that will come in your last row and last column. And finally, in order to find the longest common subsequence, start from the last element and follow the directions. Now, in my next slide, we will solve one example according or following this rule. Okay? So, again I am changing my slide here. Take a screenshots of it. If you are not taking it as a note, then take a screenshots of it, because in my example I need to use all those algorithm steps. Okay? So, take a screenshots. Again, take this slide screenshot. Now, let's move to the example. So, today we are going to solve one example, okay, using dynamic programming, or we need to finding out what is the length of your longest common subsequence as well as what will be the possible characters. Okay. So, your x, and we are having two things, one is x, another one is y. Okay. Now, your x is a b a b a and your y is b a b b a b. Please write it down, everyone. Your x is a b a b a, your y is b a b b a b. Okay. Now I am creating one table over here. Okay. This is my table, and my table length is m plus 1 into n plus 1. In the left hand side I put x, in the right hand side I put y value. And m plus 1 into n plus 1, why? Because initially I put one extra column and extra row with the definitions like phi. So, this is my extra column and this is my extra row. That is the reason I told you that construct your table with an dimensions n plus 1 into m plus 1. So, that is the reason why I put the name of the table, that is phi and phi. Column name is phi and row name is phi. You can write anything over here. Okay. And in the left hand side all the row values I put, and in the right hand side all the y value I put over here. Okay. Now, if I follow the algorithm, all the first row and first column value will be filled via 0. According to your algorithm, what I said, all the first row value and first column value will be filled with 0. So, same thing I will do over here. So, I put all the column row value as 0, and similarly I put all the column value as 0. So, as per algorithms, check it. I told you that initially all the row and all the columns value should be, first row and first column value should be put as a 0. And as my length is n plus 1 into m plus 1 or m plus 1 into n plus 1, so I put phi and phi, extra column and extra row is added before x and y value. Okay. And I put all the initial row value and initial column value as 0. Up to this it is clear? Up to this is it clear, students? Please let me know. Please let me know, students, whether it is clear or not. Okay. Now, next thing is, I definitely follow the algorithm over here. Now, I need to check the current column and current row value, or we can say current row and current column value. So, check while taking this A and this B, while taking this A and this B. Now, obviously, it is not matched with each other, right? I think all of you agreed with me. That is, this A and this B actually not matched with each other, right? So, if the characters doesn't match to each other, what I said? I will take the maximum of previous row and previous column value. That means, originally, the current cell is nothing but this. That means, the cursor is blinking where? So, this is the nothing but your current place. So, I will put the value here, right? But what value I am going to put? That actually depends on what maximum value I am getting over here. The maximum value between previous row and previous column. Now what is the previous row and what is the previous column over here? See, if my current cell is this, then my previous row is either this or this. So according to this particular cell, my current row is this, and what value I am going to put over here? I am going to put the current value of the maximum value of previous cell, previous row or previous column, maximum value of the previous row and previous column. Now check, in between these two value, what is the maximum value? In both the cases I am having 0. In both the cases I am having 0. So the maximum value is nothing but 0. So this 0 can be taken from left hand side of A, or this 0 can be taken from the above of 0. So anything, if the values are same, that means both are 0, then you can take the value from anywhere. Sorry. So if the values are same, then you can take the value from anywhere. So in between these two arrow, currently I am selecting the left hand side arrow. Why? Because this 0 I am selecting from this left hand side place. Okay, as the characters doesn't match to each other, that is the reason why I am taking the value of maximum between these two value, as both the values are same. That is the reason why I am selecting any one among these two value. Okay, now check, up to this, is it clear students? Why I am taking 0 over here, why I am putting 0 over here? Let me know. Now next is check, next I am having A with A. So I took the value, I point the arrow over here, because from where you are taking the value, from that place you need to put your arrow. Okay, because arrow actually plays an important role over here while finding your final sequence. Okay, that is the reason why put your arrow very carefully. Now next is my checking between this A and this A, this A and this A. Okay, this A and this A. Now check, two values are matched with each other. So A, two characters are matched with each other. From the algorithm, what I understand, if the characters matched with each other, then I will add the 1 with the diagonal element. So officially this is the original place. Now what value I am going to put over here? The value is nothing but your 1 plus your diagonal element. 1 plus your diagonal element. So what is your diagonal element? What is your diagonal element? So this is your diagonal element. This is your diagonal element. If the value is matched, only we will take the diagonal element. And if the value doesn't match, then we are having two options, previous row and previous column. But for matching case, we are having only one option, that is we need to take the diagonal element. Okay. So I need to take the diagonal element, as well as I need to add 1. So it is nothing but your 0 plus 1, which is 1. Okay, 0 is your diagonal element, and I am adding 1 over here. So 0 plus 1, which is 1. Okay, so if it is matched, take the diagonal element plus 1. If it is doesn't match, take the maximum of previous row and previous column. Okay. Okay, I am repeating it again. Check. So initially I took, initially the table is actually created, okay, and all the first row and first column value is nothing but your 0, okay, as per your algorithm. Check your algorithm, as I told you that row and column value will be 0, first row and first column. After that I need to check each and every characters to match. Now what, first case is A, and here I am having the value as B. So while matching between A and B, so characters doesn't match to each other, right? A and B is not matched. So if the characters not match, then what is the procedure? I will take the maximum of these two values, maximum of previous row and previous column, the maximum between previous row and previous column. If the characters doesn't match to each other, if the character doesn't match to each other, then I'll take the maximum between previous column and previous row. So this is the original cell where I am going to put my value. So I will select the value based on my condition, that is what is the maximum value between previous row and previous column. This is my previous column and this is my previous row. Now check, in between these two value, this 0 and this 0, both are same value. So I can take any one of the value, as if I do the max of 0, 0, the output would be nothing but your 0. So I should definitely put 0 over here. Now from where I am taking it, from where I am taking this 0, that is actually depends on you, whether you can put the directions over here or the directions over upwards. It is totally your choice, as the values are same. So as I am having two options, I am selecting only one. So I took the 0 from the previous row value. If you are taking the value from here, then also it will not create any problem, because both the cases the answer will be same. But here, as I am having two options, that is the reason why I am selecting the previous row value. Okay? Okay? Auditro Sandeep, is it okay? Please let me know. If you are not understanding it, then please I will repeat it again, because this is the important step. The next will easy. If you understand one step, the next steps will be easy for you. If the characters not matched, then it will be the formula. Okay, thank you. Achha. Next is if characters matched. Now the next step is if characters matched. See, my letter is A, my letter is A. So my characters, both the cases my characters matched. Now if characters match, then only one thing is that you need to take the value from the diagonal element. So obviously I will put the value in this cell. So what is the diagonal element of this cell? Nothing but this, right? So the diagonal element I took, as well as I do +1. So +1 is nothing but your formula. Take the diagonal element and do +1. So if the characters matched, I am only having one option, that is took the diagonal element of that particular cell and do +1. So 0 is nothing but this diagonal element and +1, which is nothing but 1. Okay? If characters matched, I took the diagonal element of that particular cell and I performed +1. So 0 + 1, which is 1. Okay? Clear? Clear, students? Now, next check, I am having the value, I am trying to match A with B. A with B, check, A is actually not matched with B, right? Because the letter, my character is A and here my character is B. So obviously it is not matched with each other. So if it is not matched, what are the way? This is my cell where I am going to write my answer. Now here my A is not matched with B. So you are having two options, right? Either take the maximum of the previous row and previous column. So if the data is not matched with each other, then you are having only two options. Take the maximum of previous row and previous column, right? So this is my previous row value and this is my previous column value, right? This is my previous column value 0 and this is my previous row value 1. So what is the maximum between 0 and 1? What is the maximum between 0 and 1? 1. That is the reason I put 1 over here. So while putting the value over here, I am checking two things. what is the maximum of previous row and previous column? In between 0 and 1, what is maximum? 1. So I will put 1 directly over here. As I am taking 1, so my direction is nothing but in the right to left hand side. So I am not taking 0 from this place. So I will remove this arrow. As I am taking 1 from this place, so that is the reason why I only put the directions from 1 to 1, that is right hand side to left hand side. Like this way we will select what will be the value and what will be the arrow. Okay? Clear? Please let me know clear ki na bolo. As the maximum between 0 and 1 is 1, that is the reason I put 1 in that place. Okay? And I am removing the extra arrow sign from previous column and to put the arrow sign in the directions of previous row. Okay? Thank you. Okay. Similarly, in the next case check, I am having A with B. Again, A with B. This A and this B. Again, it is not matched. Tell me what will be the value? It is not matched. Tell me what will be the value? What will be the B value? Tell me. Tell me in the chat box. If it is not matched, two things you need to check: previous row and previous column. Then take the maximum of it. Tell me in the chat box. One, absolutely correct. Then what will be the arrow? In which direction? What will be the arrow, Priyanka? In which direction? Whether it is in previous row or previous column, in which direction we will put the arrow? In which direction, Priyanka? Previous row and previous column. Which directions? Arrow will be in which direction? Arrow will be in which direction? Left hand side or upperwards? Which direction? Left directions. Absolutely correct. So, you are taking 1 from this place. So, obviously your arrow will be like this. Okay? Now next. A with A. Again it is matched. A with A. It is matched. If it is matched, what I tell you? You need to take only the diagonal element. If it is matched, you need to take the diagonal element. You need to take the diagonal element. Is it only the diagonal element? No. If it is matched, take the diagonal element plus 1. Plus 1. So, your value will be 1. If it is matched, take the diagonal element plus 1. Which is nothing but your 0 plus 1, it is 1. Okay? Clear? Now next is A with B. A with B. Again it is not matched. Again it is not matched. I am having options. Two things. I can take the value from previous row or previous column. Now what is maximum between 1 and 0? What is maximum between 1 and this 0? 1 and this 0 is nothing but maximum value is 1. So I will put 1 directly, and what will be the arrow? Arrow is in leftwards. Okay? Now tell me up to this whether it is clear or not. Please let me know up to this whether it is clear or not. Please let me know up to this whether it is clear or not. Okay. Now I will do the remaining thing. Now B with B, check. Now I have completed my first row. So I have completed my first row. So here I put the colors like black color. Okay. Next, currently I am trying to compare between B with B. So I am in my next row. So currently I am having the values like B. Okay. Now while comparing between B with B, so it is actually matched. So B with B, it is actually matched with each other. So B with B is matched with each other. So if it is matched, I am having only one option, that is take the elements from your diagonal element, right? If it is matched, then take the element from your diagonal element. So I am having only one option to take the value. So this is my diagonal element. So diagonal element is 0, then I will perform +1 because the character matched with each other. So 0 plus 1, which is 1. As B matched with B, so I will put 0 plus 1. 0 is nothing but the diagonal element of B. Okay. Now next, B with A. B with A. So it is not matched. Now if it is not matched, then what I told you, that you can take, you are having two options, that is maximum between the previous row value and maximum between the previous column value. That means whatever value you are going to put over here, that is depends on the maximum between previous row and previous column. Now check, in both the cases the values are 1. So here also my value is 1, here also my value is 1. So if I perform the maximum between 1 and 1, it is 1. So I select 1 over here, right? Now I need to put my directions. Now as I told you, if the value is matched, then you can take it from anywhere. So normally I am taking it from the left hand side. As the values are same with each other, so I am taking this one from the left hand side value. You can also take this one value from this place. It is not create any problem. But as I am having an options to choose, so I choose the value from the left hand side. Okay. Now next is B with B. Now check. B with B matched. B with B matched. So if it is matched, what I told you, take the diagonal element of it. So this is the diagonal element. Now my diagonal element is 1. Now again I need to perform +1 as it is the formula. So 1 plus 1, which is 2. So while I perform B with B as it is matched, so I took the diagonal element of it, which is 1, and again as per formula I did +1. So +1 is as per your formula and 1 is nothing but coming from your diagonal element. So if I perform 1 plus 1, it is nothing but 2. Okay. Now next is B with again B. So B with B. So again it is matched. So what I perform? So if it is matched, only one option, take the diagonal element value. So my diagonal element is this one. Diagonal element is this one. So I will definitely took this one value plus as per formula 1 I need to perform. So 1 plus 1, which is 2. Okay. Now B with A. B with A. Now it is not matched. So having two options, previous row or previous column. Previous row value is 1. Previous column value is 2. What is maximum between 1 and 2? 2. So I am taking 2 over here and placing the arrow from the left hand side. As I am taking the value as 2, so obviously where you are taking the value, from that side you need to put your arrow sign. So I took 2 from this place. Okay, that is the reason I put the arrow in the left ones. Now tell me similarly, if I perform the B with B, what will be the value? Tell me in the chat box. If I match B with B, that means what will be the value of this current cell? Tell me. What will be the value of this current cell? B with B, tell me. Tell me in the chat box. B with B matched. Okay, it is matched with each other. Tell me what will be the value. 1 plus 1, 2. So direction. Srijit, what will be the direction? Diagonal. Absolutely correct, Priyanka. So it will be 2 because 1 plus 1, it will be 2. I think all of you understand why it coming like 2. B with B, it is matched. So 1 plus 1, which is 2. This one actually coming from the diagonal element. Why? Because it is the characters matched with each other. Okay? Okay. Now next. So I completed my second row. So second row is also complete. Go for the third row. See the third row value, A with B. So obviously not matched. If it is not matched, what I told you, take the maximum between the previous row and previous column. So what is the previous row value? Previous row value is 1 and previous column value is 0. So what is the maximum between this 0 and this 1? Obviously 1. So take 1. Take 1. Okay. Now if I put 1, so my direction should be in upperwards. If I took the value as 1, so my direction would be in upperwards. Okay. So I put the directions like this. That is, I took the 1 value from this place, upperwards, right? Because among 0 and 1, 1 is maximum. So I took this one from upper value. Next, A with A. A with A matched each other. Now A with A matched each other. So what will be the value? A with A matched each other. So diagonal element plus 1. So what is the value? 2. Now this one actually coming from your diagonal element, right? This one is coming from your diagonal element. So I took this one value from diagonal element and then as per formula plus 1. So 1 plus 1 which is 2. Okay. Now next is A with B. A with B not matched with each other. So I can take any value from maximum value between previous row and previous column. Now check, both having the same value. Here also my value is 2 and in your second place, that means here also your value is 2. So you can take any value from these two values. So I am taking 2 obviously, and for simplicity I am pointing my arrow towards my left hand side. For simplicity I am pointing my arrow towards left hand side. As both the values are same, so you can take any one of the value, and again for simplicity I am putting the arrow in the left hand side. Okay. Now next is A with B. Now A with B is not matched, right? So obviously from this current cell I am having two options, left hand side value and upper column value, upper row value. So in between 2 and 2 both are same, maximum between 2 and 2 both are same. So I am taking 2, and again for simplicity I am taking this value from the left hand side value. Okay. Now, while performing A with A, check here, while performing A with A, see my characters matched with each other, right? So here I will perform the diagonal element plus 1. So diagonal element is 2, so 2 plus 1 which is 3. So these two coming from here, so I put 3. Now tell me what will be the value of this cell? Tell me what will be the value of this cell? Tell me in the chat box what will be the value of this cell. Three left, absolutely correct. 3 left, absolutely correct. Because the maximum between 2 and 3 is 3. This 2 and this 3 is 3. So it will take 3 from where? From left hand side. From left hand side, absolutely correct. Next is A to B. So A to B, so similar way we will perform it. So I am just putting the value, over here. Now your job is to fill the last row. I am again putting the elements also, that means I am also putting the arrow over here. Tell me what will be the last value. I am putting the elements, arrow over here, arrow sign over here. Tell me the last row value. Tell me the last row value. One up, two diagonal, three up, three left, four diagonal, four left. Absolutely correct. Priyanka, absolutely correct. So this will be your last output. Check it whether you are getting the output or not, or whether you understand it or not. Everyone please check your answer with my answer along with the arrow elements. Okay, so this is your final answer. Okay, so while performing the algorithm or while utilizing the algorithm for solving this question, this is my final output. Okay, everyone please tell me whether it is alright or not. Is there any doubt, students, for understanding this example? Now right now we have completed the overall table value, right? We put all the table value in different places and we follow the algorithm. If it is matched, then we are having two possible conditions, then we need to check it, and if it is doesn't match, then we are having two conditions. If it is matched, only we need to take the diagonal value plus 1. Up to this, is there any doubt, students? This is the final output. Okay, final output means this is the final table along with your arrow. Yes ma'am, clear. Okay. Now check your algorithm what I said. In your algorithm what I said, the value in the last row and last column is the length of your longest common subsequence. So what is the value of in your last row and last column? So this is nothing but your last value, which is nothing but the intersection value of or intersection point of your last row and last column. So I change the color, I make it as bold and I change the color as 4 in red color. So whatever subsequence you are getting, that will be in length 4. So these 4 signifies or this particular value signifies that what will be the length of your longest common subsequence. Whatever value last row and last column value signifies the length of your longest common subsequence. Okay, not the character orientation, whether it is ABCD, whether it is BABA, we are not clear right now. Okay, but from this 4 we are getting an idea that this 4 is nothing but your longest common subsequence. Okay, last row and last column value signifies that it is the longest length or the length of your longest common subsequence. Okay, the length of your longest common subsequence. Clear? Clear, students? Up to this it is clear. Next, my job is to finding out the longest common subsequence based on their characters order or characters orientation. Up to this, is it clear? Please let me know. Four signifies the length of your longest common subsequence. Clear? Now, next my job is to finding out the common subsequence. Okay? Next my job is to finding out the common subsequence. Now, first we will start from the last element. So, as per algorithm check, in order to find the longest common subsequence, start from the last element and follow the directions of the arrow. So obviously, as per algorithm, I will start from the last element. So my last element is 4. So I will start from 4. Okay. So my 4 comes in this place. My 4 comes in this place. Okay. So from 4, I come this cell. I come to this particular cell. The cursor, it is blinking over here. So currently I am in this cell. Now, if this particular cell having any diagonal arrow, that means once I got the diagonal arrow from the current cell, that current cell value I will note. That current cell I will note. What I said, I will start from the last value I'll start from 4, then I'll check the directions of it. Now the direction is, it is in left hand side. So I'll take 4 over here. So here from this cell, I check my arrow comes to the diagonal element. If I got the arrow, here my constraint is that if your arrow, once you got your arrow which is in diagonal element, which points to the diagonal element, then take the corresponding character. If your arrow pointing to the diagonal element, if your arrow pointing to the diagonal element, then take the corresponding character over here. So as my arrow, if I start from this place, I come here, as I checked my arrow pointing to the diagonal element, so immediately I will take my character which is A. So I took A from this place, okay. Once I got the diagonal pointing out any kind of arrow, then I will take that particular character, okay. Now after that I reach here, because diagonal element means it will pointing here over here. So after reaching this place, then my direction it is in this place. So currently I am in this particular cell. Again from this cell I check, I got again one diagonal character, diagonal arrow. So from this particular cell again I got one particular diagonal arrow. So that means I will take the second element which is B. That means immediately take the corresponding character from where you check your diagonal element, or you get your diagonal element. Then I take immediate value, that is B. So I change the color as B. Next, currently I am in this place, because this particular diagonal element means this I reach to this destination. Now after that again I am having A. Again I am having diagonal value, that means diagonal arrow is present over here. So immediately again I will take this A. If diagonal element or diagonal arrow is present, then immediately take that particular value. Now once I reach to this place, so if I took A with A, that means this value is selected. So after that I reach to this destination. So once I reach to this destination, so I am having the upwards arrow. So again as per directions I reached here. So as here I don't have any diagonal element or diagonal arrow, so I reached to this place. So our job is to finding out the diagonal arrow. Our job is to, we will move until we are not getting the diagonal element. We move until we are not getting the diagonal element. This is our objective. So once I reach to this place, again I got the diagonal arrow. So diagonal arrow means from where I am getting it? From B. So I am changing its color, that is B. Okay. So once I reach to B, so that means this place. So after that I don't have anything to write. So that means from here I don't have any directions to reach. So I will stop the execution. Now what is the largest common subsequence then? BA. So I'll start from right hand side. That means I'll start from last element, but my objective is to reach to the first element. So from this place I am writing all the elements from right hand side to left hand side. So finally I'll get the answers which is BA. This is my largest common subsequence among these two string. Okay. Now you can ask me, ma'am, is it only one? Because you told me that sometimes it happens over here that you are having two options to choose the value. Suppose in that case, while choosing 4, I am also having an option to choose the value from this place, right? Because this 4 and this 4 both are same. So as I am having option, that is the reason why I put the arrow sign over here. So but also I am having the chance to take the value from this place, right? So based on your directions, based on your arrow, you can also take another value. If you are taking the 4 from this place, and if you are going for your second option, sometimes I choose 1. Though I am having 2 options to choose, but here sometimes I choose only 1 options. So here also if you change the directions of it, then you can see or you can check that your second largest common subsequences will be BAAB. This will be the second largest or second value of your largest common subsequence. How it actually comes over here? It actually comes while choosing the arrow. Irrespective of using arrow from this place, I am taking this 4 from this place. As I told you, if the value doesn't match to each other, you can take the value maximum between these two values. So you can ask me that, ma'am, I can select this 4 and this 4, anything. Yes, absolutely correct. It's totally your call, right? So if you are selecting 4 from this place, not from the left hand side, then this is also a possible subsequence BAAB. You will see that BAAB also the possible subsequence if you are selecting arrow from the another side, from the upper row. Okay. So like this way we will select or we will get our largest common subsequence. Okay. Our objective is we will start from the last place, we will start from the last element, and our objective is that we need to reach to the cell from where my diagonal arrow is actually present. Okay. If the diagonal element is not diagonal arrow is not present, we will definitely go based on their directions. Okay. If we are not getting the diagonal element, then we will definitely go based on the directions. Once you get the diagonal arrow, take that immediate element. That means if I saw the diagonal element is from this cell to this cell, so from that cell where it is going, that cell will be taking as your largest common subsequence characters. Okay. Now tell me, is there any doubt? Please repeat how BABA. Like this way, BABA. That means you want to know the execution flow, how it comes over here. Excluding 5, fourth element I am pointing. Ma'am, in second last row for BB, it should point towards diagonal. Ma'am, in second last row for BB, second last row for BB means? B and B, yes. It is pointing towards diagonal. Check. Oh, this one. I think now it is clear, right? Now check, Priyanka, it is okay? Okay, how BABA, again I am repeating it. Check, as per algorithm I told you that take the last element, okay? So here my last element is 4, okay? So next my job is to take the directions of it, So direction means 4 come from the right hand side to left hand side. So I currently reach to this place. Okay. So this is my current cell where I reached. Okay. Now here from this place I definitely check my directions. Now from here when I reach to this place I check that my arrow is actually pointing to the diagonal element. Note it down. While your arrow is pointing to the diagonal element, take that particular character immediately. Okay, take that particular character immediately. So once your arrow pointing to the diagonal element, so what I perform, I put arrow immediately, I put A immediately in my string. So once reaching from the last element, I reach to the current cell, and once I reach to this place, I saw my arrow is pointing to the diagonal element. Okay, so diagonal element from which place is it pointing? The value is A. So I immediately put A over here. Now next is, from here also check, once I reach to this place, that is my current cell is this. Once I reach to this place, again my arrow is pointing to pointing to the diagonal element. Arrow is pointing to the diagonal element. So again I will take B. Again I will take B because I got the arrow which is pointing to the diagonal element. So here I put B. So I will put all the value from the right hand side to left hand side. Okay. Now, so currently I am in this place. Once I got B diagonal element, so it is currently 2. So I am in this place. So from here I saw my directions which is in left hand side. So currently I come here. My cursor come here. From this place again I saw my cursor, my arrow is pointing to the diagonal element. So my direction is in diagonal element. As I told you, once you got the diagonal element, take the element easily or at that time immediately. So again I got the diagonal arrow for which value? For A. So put A before B as I filling up the value from right hand side to left hand side. So once I put the value, so I reach to this place because diagonal element pointing out here. So 1 is coming here. So once I reach to 1, check my direction, that is upperwards. So upperwards I'll go definitely upperwards over here. Once I reach to upperwards, check again I got one diagonal arrow. So once I got diagonal arrow, what will be the responsible character? B. So I'll put B over here in the left hand side of A. Okay. Now next is I reach to this place 0. So in this 0 I don't have anything. In this 0 I don't have anything or any arrow to go. So my possible value is, or possible longest common subsequence is BA and it is also correct that it is in length 4. Clear? Madhusri, is it clear? Similarly, if I pointing out, that means if I pointing out this value, that means if I pointing out this arrow as this, then again another value I can get which is BAAB. Please do it by your own and check whether you are getting BAAB or not. If you are getting, then it is okay. If you are not getting, then let me know in the WhatsApp. Okay, let me know in the WhatsApp. Do it after your class, that whether you are getting BAAB or not. Okay. Madhusri, is it alright? Let me know. Okay. So similar way we will implement the algorithms of it. So the algorithm is nothing but your first x dot length into y dot length, obviously it is true. After that we are first element, that means all the row value, all the 0th row value will be initialized with 0. Same things I performed here. See, all the initial row value was 0, all the initial column value was 0. So same thing I applied over here. LCS 0 is 0 and LCS blank 0 is 0. That means row value and column value is presented as 0. And we will start from LCS 1 1. Absolutely correct. While checking it, we start it from 1 1 position. So if it is in 0 position, so it is nothing but your 1 1 position. So we will start our algo from 1 1 positions. Now next what I perform, compare xi into yj. Xi and yj. What is xi, what is yj? Now here this is nothing but my x of I and this is nothing but my y of j, because while solving the code obviously we will take the array, right? This is nothing but your array input, array strings, character array it is, right? So character array, all time array is notified via their index value. So that is the reason why I am comparing between two things, xi and yj. Same things I performed here. I performed A with B, A with A with B, A with B, A with A with B. So xi and yj value I actually compared over here. So if xi is equals to yj, now if the value is same, that means if characters from x string and characters from y string matched with each other, then we perform one thing, that is LCS of ij is equals to 1 plus LCS of I minus 1 comma j minus 1. What is the meaning of this particular line? See, you have started your code from position number 1. So if you perform 1 minus 1, which is nothing but 0, if you perform j minus 1, again 1 minus 1, which is 0. So that is the meaning, nothing but your diagonal element. So diagonal element is nothing but your ij values are same. So same things I performed over here. If LCS ij is equals to 1 plus, if it is same, that means if your values are same, if it is BB are same, if this BB are same, the value of this particular cell will be nothing but your LCS of I minus 1 into LCS of j minus 1 plus 1. Now how can we get this 0 value? This 0 value's particular index is LCS of I plus 1 and this 0 value's particular index is LCS of j plus 1. And as per formula I need to do plus 1. As it is matched, so I know I need to perform plus 1 over here. Okay. Now why LCS of I minus 1, LCS of j minus 1? It is nothing but your diagonal element to get. Okay, this is the diagonal element to get. As per formula I need to perform plus 1 if the characters matched with each other. Then point an arrow to LCS ij, as I told you. If the characters doesn't match to each other, then what I need to perform? Max of LCS of I minus 1 comma j or LCS of I comma j minus 1. Now what is the meaning of this? See, if it is not matched, see here A with B, it is not matched. So I need to take the maximum between the previous row and previous column. Now what is the value of previous row? What is the particular index of it? For getting the previous row value, row means I, column means j. So previous row means, if it is LCS of ij, previous row means I minus 1. So same things I did here. LCS of I minus 1 comma j, comma LCS of I comma j minus 1. So this is the functions for your, this is the particular line for your previous column value and this is the particular line for your previous row value. Now in between these two value I need to take the max value. So I performed over here. Now after that point an arrow to the max value. That means whatever max value you are taking in between these two, point an arrow towards that particular max value. Okay. So this is the algorithms for solving your code. Now next is complexity. So complexity, if I am using dynamic approach, so multiple approaches are actually there. So recursive approaches are also there for solving this code. But as I am performing the dynamic approach, I am using the dynamic approaches over here. So it will take big O of mn for solving the overall comparisons. Okay. And that is the reason why the dynamic programming gives you the better result rather than recursive approaches, because in case of recursive approaches it is nothing but 2 to the power of max m comma n. So obviously it is a huge complexity. While using dynamic approach my overall computations will be less. That is the reason my complexity will coming like big O of mn. Okay, that's all from my end and this is the end of our today's discussion. If you are having any doubt, please let me know in the chat box, because it is very important for solving the codes, for solving the examples. So if you are having any doubts, please let me know here. Is there any doubt, students? Please let me know here. I am waiting for your reply. What about others? What about Priyanka? Acha, time complexity. Okay, time complexity means, yes, check, as you are having m and n means is nothing but the length of your first row value as well as column value. You are comparing between two strings and you are making the table based on your some first value represents its row and second value represents its columns, right? So m in means you are comparing between two things, each and every rows in each and every columns, right? That is the reason why using dynamic programming, that is while using this formula over here, this tables over here. So overall complexity, it will take nothing but mn. That means for every m we are checking n, for every n we are checking m, right? So that is the advantage of dynamic approach. But while using recursive algorithm, it is nothing but 2 to the power max of m comma n. That means the different approaches is actually used over here. But while tabulations method, it is quite easy to implement. So that is the reason my complexity comes in a very less amount of time. But while using the recursive algo, it is nothing but 2 to the power of max m comma n. Okay. So this is the problems of your recursive algo. See, while giving you the examples of it in the previous example, so these are the subsequences. So you would never know na, that what is the possible subsequences, right? What is the longest path from this place? So you are writing all the possible things. That means whatever values we are having, you are writing all the combinations of it. So obviously if you are having 7 into 8 data, so you can understand that every data, every matches you need to write, right? So it is possible for 7 into 8 cross data, but what if you are having 15 into 16 cross data? So it will be quite difficult. So in that case, it will be coming like 2 to the power of max m comma n. But in while using the dynamic programming, the complexity is actually less, which is big O of mn. Okay? Okay. Now one thing I need to explain over here, that is that means we are not having so much time, right? So we are actually decided to take your examinations. Examinations means one official notifications will actually, we will send it in your Telegram group. So every details will be there. But again I am discussing in your class, that is 21st of April, 28th of April and 12th of May. Okay. We are actually trying to take, or it is not trying, we are decided to take your examinations. Okay. Viva examinations. Okay. Now Viva examinations means, obviously you can ask me that, ma'am, we are here in 10 sections, so how the Viva will be possible, right? So it is not possible to take Viva for 10 sections in one day. So that is the reason we are keeping 3 days. Keeping 3 days means 21st of April, 28th of April and 12th of May. We are keeping 3 days, okay, separate days. So first day, 21st of April is for section ABCD. 28th of April is for EFGH and 12th May is for IJ. Okay. So 3 days we are dividing it 4-4-2. 4-4-2. Now 2 things on that particular day, you need to do 2 things. One is you need to give your Viva, and another thing you need to give your coding test. Okay. Coding test means in your hacker rank, we will give some of the questions. 3 days, 3 consecutive days you need to give your test. Okay. All the students in 3 consecutive days you need to give your coding test. But only Viva will be taken based on your section wise. That means first day ABCD, second day EFGH and third day is IJ. But coding test is for all the sections and it will be consecutive 3 days. Okay. So some questions will be there and coding test marks will be evaluated based on your 3. That means suppose first day you are getting out of 100 you are getting 60. Second day you are getting out of 100 you are getting 80. But third day out of 100 you are getting 85. So best of 3 we should take 85 is your maximum marks. Clear? So coding test is same for each and every students, for each and every section students. Okay. And every students must appear for your coding test. But Viva test will be separated, we will take on a separate basis. That means first day ABCD, second day EFGH and third day IJ. Clear? Now your Viva will be taken based on your slots, time slot. Okay. we actually for this lab 4 faculties are assigned over here. So individual sections, one faculty will take suppose section A, second faculty will take section B, like this way. But faculty details and time slot will be post in your examinations day according to you, along with your time slot, okay. But each and every slot having 10 students. That means suppose we are having class from 3:10 to 5 p.m. So each and every slots we are deciding that 15 minutes we will keep 15 minutes for each slot, and 10 students will join in particular one slot. Suppose roll number 1 to 10 in first slot, roll number 11 to 20 in the second slot, like this way. So in one slot 10 students will join. And suppose you are giving your viva but still you are not giving your competition coding test, so obviously you will be marked as absent. So you need to give both the examinations, okay. And similarly, suppose you are giving your coding test but you are not giving your viva, then you will be marked as absent, and your viva should contains 40 marks. So please be prepared of it because it is very important, okay. So viva is for 3 individual days. Section A, B, C, D is will be held on 21st of April. Section E, F, G, H will be held on 28th of April, and IJ will be held on 12th of May. But A to J, both the sections, all the sections should give their coding test in 3 individual day, okay. Time slots and the faculty details will be shared on that particular day. Your attendance is mandatory, okay. And second thing is that please don't think like this way that we will give the notification that roll number 9 please join. Please don't think like this way, okay. And no excuses will be entertained over here, clear. Actually we are having more time, we are giving these notifications before 20 days, right. So please be prepared of all those things and all the details. Ma'am, when our 4th semester held, do you know? So after May, I think it is from second week of May, I guess. I will let you know. Shandan, I will let you know. I don't know the exact date of it. I will let you know. So this is one of the important announcement, okay. So one important or notice we will post it in your Telegram group. So every details will be there, but this is actual fact. So your attendance is mandatory over here, clear. Is there any doubt to understand that what I actually said over here? What is the notifications? What is the announcement? Viva will be based on your 3 consecutive days. Suppose 21st of April, suppose section ABCD completed their viva, okay. So 28th of April they don't need to join. So 28th of April only viva will be conducted for section EFGH. So ABCD will only give their competitive coding exam, okay. So coding exam is for 3 individual day and every student must appear for it, clear. Please let me know clear or not. Please let me know whether it is clear or not. Your 21st, 28th and 12th May your attendance is mandatory. Syllabus is whole syllabus, because we have already completed our lab work. Only one day we need, 7th of April we need. So where I think we will complete our syllabus. So we have completed the concept of dynamic programming. So only one thing left, that is branch and bound method. So after that our syllabus will be over. So syllabus is overall syllabus. So please be prepared in a way that you are sitting for your end semester viva examinations, okay. This is nothing but your similar with your end semester viva examinations. 40 marks viva, no excuses will be entertained. I give you the notifications before 20 days, so no excuses will be entertained. You are having so much time, so please be prepared accordingly, okay. So if you're not having any doubts, then you may join in your hacker rank. So 3 questions are available. Do it, and I am opening your attendance link. Don't worry, I am giving you time to solve the codes. So we are having time up to 5:15. So I guess this LCS is very easy. So try to solve it fast and again paste it so that you can give your attendance properly. And another thing is that I think all of you know that your attendance is actually counted over here. So many students, only this much of students have attended my class. Okay, so why the rest of the people are not attending, I don't know. So please be prepared about it, because we have your attendance list day wise as well as your particular subject wise. Okay, so please be prepared with your explanations why you didn't join your class. So I am ending my sessions over here. Thank you so much. Join your hacker rank. And if you are having any doubts regarding the questions, then you can WhatsApp me. Okay, I think you are having my WhatsApp number. You can WhatsApp me.